all our viewers that we are healthcare professionals, nurses working for the NHS in England. We are not medical doctors. We're here to raise awareness of all non-communicable diseases. Example of them is diabetes, hypertension, the cancers, and all other health issues that we know are affecting our people. We are not here to prescribe. We are not here to diagnose. We're just here to tell people about some diseases so that when we tell them about the signs and symptoms, they'll be able to watch out for these signs and symptoms and go to their medical doctors or their healthcare providers. The videos we play are taken from YouTube, where everybody goes to look for information. They are not ours. So with this, I just want people to know that all we're doing here is raising awareness of these diseases, because not all of our people can go on YouTube and access the information. Thank you very much for watching us, and please continue to watch us, because you will learn how to take care of yourself, because health is wealth. Good evening, my family. Good evening. No, I hope say una all they do well. I know say don't say una not see me, but until I know say the country while I all my getting young. But I'm glad if I come back today. And me back then I've been last week, and I want to tell viewers thank you for the video they make for me. They make me head big. They make all my they call me. They say, "Oh, viewers do well for you. They really celebrate you." I tell them thank you. Today we don't come back for talk to una about the health of the people. What we they always do. We always raise awareness of sickness them and other things that way they affect with people, then especially with people that are SALONE. We not get the healthcare facilities like where we get on this side of the world where we did. Today with me now Miss Aisha Bangura. If you remember her, if you don't present with me once in a free time, I go out for me himself, introduce himself. I will say una all okay. The COVID no ambog una better. So I left una to Auntie Aisha and I let you tell una in your how do.
Una kushe, una kabo, minimna Aisha Bangura. I am a nurse and a lecturer. So this COVID, we just did for can talk about diabetes, but me and specialist area, as I've been talking before, special needs or specifically learning disability. So I hope so when they keep on ourselves safe, when they eat healthy, when they exercise, which also linking to the diabetes, I would say protocol or guidelines, what they can talk about. Una thank you for watching, and I hope say we all go learn from each other. Yeah, una thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Aisha. It travel all the way from SALONE, a day or so. In a specialist nurse, like we tell when they work with learning disability and a teacher. So in one grain gets boku cap for work anyway. So today na World Diabetes Day. Una know say we World Diabetes Day come because me na founder of Friends of Diabetes Sierra Leone and Friends of Diabetes International. We can always tell una about the same thing, just awareness raising. Because for diabetes, you not get for weight stay the sick whole person. Now every day you get for reinforce the information where you get so that people then go able for make informed choices. They're able for know what and they eat. They know for know if they get the diabetes back waiting go make they not go more than 2 months. So waiting at this World Diabetes Day what they commemorate today. Today na the day where the whole world, over 200 countries, then they raise awareness for this sick care what they call diabetes. And this year the theme now, the nurse and diabetes. What the nurses then for do? For me them make sure say people them will get diabetes, go able for take care of themselves, and then for tell people them, educate them about if they get type 2 diabetes, how they for take care of themselves. And then the one way would they say last night for be the first prevention. Because if you prevent people then from you teach people that about prevention, then they're not gonna get the sick, you're not going for manage the sick, you're not going for educate them about the sick. But the way we fend the trend of the countries, the way the diabetes, the mona, now where they get the sick, now they educate them. But waiting for really put anpa Now for me, we dey educate people about prevention. We will talk about prevention, you food, the kind of food wey you dey eat, the exercise wey you for do, and your lifestyle, all geared towards your lifestyle. You get for do lifestyle changes. If you're not person wey no dey exercise, you try for exercise. If you're not person wey dey eat so carbohydrates, you try for eat a balanced diet. You know, if your family get diabetes, you try for pull yourself there and educate your family about healthy eating, and you change your lifestyle. So today, now that's what they talk about. We don't do lots of talk on diabetes on this program, but today specifically, we dey talk because today na World Diabetes Day, way the whole world, the countries that way really know say this thing as well, the monitor them, citizens them, they talk about that. So wetin na diabetes? We dey talk about diabetes every day. Diabetes na a sick way you dey get where you blood sugar abnormal. When we say you blood sugar abnormal, we get an organ where they call you pancreas. That pancreas then they produce one hormone called insulin. If you pancreas they produce this insulin where you eat, for let this insulin here now go act as key into your cells them. It open the cell doors, then the glucose go inside for let you get energy. So if you not get better insulin in your body, the sugar thing where you don't eat, or the white rice where you don't eat, the carbohydrates where you don't eat, where go turn to glucose, where for going to your cells, and because you not get insulin, this not go work for you. So what thing they happen? The glucose, instead of you going to your cells and give you energy, they left now your bloodstream. So when you go do tests, then say your blood sugar high. So now that they make we they get diabetes. Diabetes, we get 3 common types that they always talk about. One are type 1, whether they call juvenile diabetes. When I picking them in the cage, even baby, they get them because they don't get them from mama. So baby, up to the 25 years of age, they call it juvenile diabetes or insulin dependent diabetes, because if you get her, you get for depend on insulin for the rest of your life. 2 way not dependent. If you get type 1 diabetes, you get for live on insulin. Without the insulin, you go die. Type 2, now the one way we they get, so we don't pass over 40 because of our lifestyle. We not they exercise, we not they eat healthy, we just they eat lots of carbohydrates. And so technically we get family history. So tell me mama, papa been get diabetes, I go get them. And being a black person, an African, that they put you more at risk for get diabetes. Then you age back. If you the age, you don't pass 40, you therefore be careful with diabetes. Then you weight back. If you get big belly round where your organs they all cover with fat again, then the back they make you the at risk of diabetes. Then we get the other type where they call gestational diabetes in the ambok belly woman then. Woman they get belly. So take it in fault what they eat. So take it not to in fault what they eat. Not just in your own body don't fit itself. It get gestational diabetes. So the pikin where they born, the pikin go so big because all the glucose they na in the pikin mama in body. The pikin self don't suck some of that starch there. So the pikin they big too much. So we country also another SALONE. If woman get gestational diabetes, it not go hospital. It not know say it get them. It go for go born. The pikin go big say it not go able for born and for himself. Sometimes they go try and we country also we can go to them granny the way the granny we for me born. When you don't care that pikin go to that granny they for go born. The granny don't know how big this pikin then at the come and belly. It go just tell her for push, take this pikin out now. Let we get this pikin. Tell the woman go tire. Bad thing go happen to the woman, bad thing go happen to the pikin. So now that make today with the talk say, let we raise awareness as we always do. And even this awareness so they raise, not so just the type 1 diabetes, when a juvenile diabetes, where them picking ya so their immune system. Now they play havoc on them, where them pancreas they die, and not able for produce insulin for them. The type 2, we go able for do something with our able control them. If you eat healthy, you left this boku rest. Because if we see people that are SALONE, they eat rest past almost 10 for day. They know they eat vegetables, they know they eat anything healthy now, rest no more, rest. Sometimes that rest in a small fish head now they pattern. So where the protein, where the pana food day. So then the gestational diabetes now, not they say that type 3, because some people they say, well, you don't say type 1, you don't say type 2. na type 3, not to type 3. In name gestational diabetes because na woman dey and bug. So when you get belle, na gestation you dey. You get the first semester of gestation, you get the second, and the time wey you dey born. So if you get belle, by the time wey dey 25 weeks, you suppose for go let dem go do you test, for let dem know if you sugar high. If you sugar high, dem go begin for treat you, for let you no born that pikin dey big one or 10 reach, you no able for born. And some pikin dem back wey dem can born dem with that diabetes dey, the mama no know, the medical people dem wey dey back no know. So secondly, as dem born and when dem cut the nipple normal, the pikin dey die because all the glucose wey mama wey e be dey take from im mama, the supply don stop. So im blood sugar just dey go down, boop, e reach some point now wey e no go able for survive. You dey see somebody get belle, im belle e no bin get no problem, e go born im pikin, healthy pikin. Minutes wey e born the pikin die. E dey happen every day we dey hear. So say na diabetes the mama bin get, but e no know. As he born the pikin, wey dem cut the cord normal, the pikin dey go into hypoglycemia, that the blood sugar don go down, the pikin dey die. So na the 3 type of diabetes and the other type dem dey, but for we own level and for wetin dey happen, na the 3 type dem dey we want for concentrate on. Pikin and then na SALONE wey get type 1 diabetes wey dey die. For where I begin do this sensitization at SALONE, we don lost past 6 type 1 pikin dem wey na we bin dey do everything for, but time dey reach, dem sef dey tire because the food na problem, the medicine na problem, so then they die. So we want for make people dem know, we dey raise this awareness, let people dem know so that dem go know say this sick day, the best thing for do na for go let dem go screen you, go let dem go do your fingertip test. Dem go tell you if your blood sugar low or e high, because people dem dey still wey get low blood sugar anyway. So but the high one na more we dey talk about, the one wey dem dey diagnose you say you get diabetes, na that day we dey talk. And this year, like I say, the year for the nurse wey dem don say this year na Nightingale, Florence Nightingale, na this year 200 years. So dem take am 2020 say na the year of the nurse. So organizations like WHO, International Diabetes Federation, they say we dey give this year to the nurses dem. So when this day don reach, they don say now, wetin the nurses dem for do for make dem able for help people that wey get diabetes? They don't say hypertension, oh, they don't say lung cancer, oh, they say diabetes, because diabetes they increase every year. The statistics what we show na last year, where they SALONE, where we celebrate World Diabetes Day at the Ministry of Health. The statistics where they now today, it different from that day. I can read that for now. The statistics where they say now, they say 463 million adults, that are 1 in 11 people, we are living with diabetes in 2019. The number of people living with diabetes is expected to rise to 578 million by 2030. So you see the reason why we could raise this diabetes awareness or tell people that they SALONE me diabetes, because now the one sick this way just they increase, If we look with people them, the medical trend now with country SALONE, sick like this, when somebody they lost in foot, somebody they blind, just because he get this sick. If we not let people that know what's in this sick, they will not help nobody. This is be a big impact on the whole world. Then say 1 in 2 adults with diabetes remain undiagnosed. That are 232 million. And the majority of the diabetes people then are the type 2. Type 1, the one where they catch picking them, they're not boku. If you count 100%, then at 10%. The other percentage all na type 2 diabetes. So they say more than 3 in 4 people with diabetes live in low and middle income countries like SALONE. SALONE na middle or na low or middle income country. People that they're not able to afford $1 a day for even get a square meal. So what's in that they eat? The food way cheap. The cassava, would they say cheap? Because if you look at other food that way healthy, you look at the one that way not so starch, like the rest where they come out China, the white rice, it cheap. If you look with wala rice, India, even bulgur don't there na SALONE pass rice. Because bulgur is healthy. Because of the awareness of the race, people don't say, well, we go take bulgur instead of the white rice, because they don't say we say the bulgur not get boku starch. Then they say 1 in 6 live births, 20 million, are affected by high blood glucose. That are the hyperglycemia in pregnancy. So the woman wey get belle in blood glucose dey high, wey dey affect the pikin wey dey born. So every 6 pikin wey dem born, one will be affected by this condition. 2/3 of people with diabetes live in urban areas and 3/4 are of working age. Just like when they talk about urbanization, people that where they live na the city, cars they don plenty, everybody dey drive, nobody no wan waka. So they say 2/3 of them people that they now they city then they live, just look like Freetown. You dey see somebody they come out, you build it, they go St. John. Wetin they do? They wait for keke or e take bike. For waka go down Savage Street, you go up, go reach St. John, you know they do it. So these are urbanization. Everybody get TV now host. When you go na host, you have don't serve you food, or you not man, you not married, you don't go cook, you don't eat. That's how way they go sit down eat. You TV they play. Now they sit down eat. You drink you 2 beer. You know they grab they now they eat back. Then you grab no more, now you go na bed. Or sometimes they just leave yourself na the chair, you sleep. So now these are the urbanization where they make them say 1 in 5, 2/3 of people with diabetes live in urban areas. First thing with people that were in a village, then they walk a miles for going to their farm, then they sweat. So they're not even put on weight. But now bike don't come, keke day, cars, and everybody get car and freighter. You know, care say like you stuck in traffic for 3 hours, but no more you get for the inside your motorcar. So now these are the urban life. Then we know the exercise, we they sit down, we couch, we do everything we want for do. Now this night they make, we they put on weight, and then we they get then can see care. So 1 in 5 people with diabetes, 136 million are above 65 years of age. So not say, oh, because I don't 65 years of age now, they're not going to diagnose me again with diabetes. You the 80 years, they go diagnose you with diabetes. Diabetes not so sick where they say, oh, I don't want picking, or I don't want a middle-aged person, or I don't want a baby, or I don't want beleoma. It catch anybody. It catch anybody. And when it catch you, not trouble. So even if you dey above 65, you go still be diagnosed with diabetes. So they say diabetes caused 4.2 million deaths. 2019, 4.2 million people then are then dying at the world with diabetes. We don't know if people that were there in sub-Saharan Africa like SALONE, Senegal, the Gambia, Guinea, Ivory Coast, if they want and they all then at the contour. But these are the one that number of the countries that we get statistics we say 4.2 million deaths in 2019. So imagine countries that we know they do these statistics, if they add their own day in Boku. So now that may we continue for raise this awareness, because diabetes every year and a new number. Every year and a new number. And if we not raise this awareness, people they suffer too much now, SALONE especially, because now they will sabi, now they will people then they wait because of a toe way gangrene, they get for cut that person their foot. Just because of that diabetes, that person they blind. Young picking and they die because they not get insulin. For about 1 gram bottle insulin, 150,000, almost family able for afford that. So they said diabetes was responsible for at least $760 billion in health expenditure in 2019. 10% of global total spent on healthcare. We know they say SALONE they spend so much money on healthcare for people that will get diabetes, because these statistics now places like England, places like America, where then get a strategized healthcare where they know say where somebody go cutting food because he get diabetes, he get for canna in Osma, then get for fix that host day for away if na wheelchair he gets, how they go inside that host day with the wheelchair, then get for change everything. So all the expenditure then they medication, picking the way they on insulin. Now, like England and America, they get insulin pump where they give them, they just fix and them belly, it work just like them pancreas. All that they have money, now they talk about. So not so like we country SALONE where we not they do nothing for diabetes patient there, because they go say for go do them blood test, then get for pay. Not so like we go say nah, so we heap money, we send and say okay, we don't send 500 strip, do ya we not screen them free for we. Like today, Kabbalah, where against the organization, the Friends of Diabetes Kabbalah branch, they do a screening today for people there. Freetown and do the same, Friends of Diabetes. People that go sorry for you, they give you 20 pound, they give you 30 pound, you buy one packet slip, you send her, then do the screening. But any other side where them go, now 25,000 for test. Would I go able that you admit you in a hospital, you get you your machine. If not so then they say they for screen you 3 times in the day. When they give you the insulin, they screen you. 3 times for day, they get for take you blood sugar. Then at 25, 75,000. Would they afford that in a salon? So now that's not the reason why I can always plead with me company, nurses and other diasporans and say, do ya if we not go home, we not go raise awareness. Let people that know say this thing. It's very unfair for like just a gangrene toe or make this person lost in one whole foot. So it's really, really bad for me we do this. So this year they don't talk say the nurse and diabetes. What the nurses there for do? Now for educate the masses them, for let them know what's in a diabetes, what's in the signs and symptoms, so that they go able for take appropriate action. Say me, they don't tell me now, say this diabetes and so they do. I don't want this year happen to me. So I get for take care of me, sir. So they say nurses account for 59% of health professionals, the largest occupation group. The global nursing workforce is 27.9 million, of which 19.3 million are professionals. The global shortage of nurses is estimated to be 5.9 million, of which 89% is in low and middle income countries. Nursing graduates need to increase by 8% a year to overcome the predicted global shortfall by 2030. Approximately 90% of the nursing workforce is female. So when I see there's a shortage of nurses, then they steal. These statistics back now from Obaya, not for people that are from Africa or even SALONE. So if nursing shortage day, what do we go say na SALONE? Almost nurses that we get na SALONE. Take mental health, go to the mental health hospital na SALONE. Almost nurses then they qualified nurses there. Look now we workforce, almost nurses that we supposed for them na cottage, na Connaught, the provinces. Almost nurses then they. Nurse they go say you don't qualify, we want send you na Pujo. No, I don't go Pujo, I know sabi possible. You for go bond. No, I don't go bond. I don't work na the directorate. I don't see how then they go argue, then they beg with their life for let them not go. Everybody want work na free time. So the shortage of nurses is they all sides. So how then nurses here so go able for help them people here so it's very, very difficult for them we do anything. If the world na this side, we get money, we get everything for trained nurses then. Then they say they're short. And this shortage, if it not happen, if they're not correct them, big problem go be. Because they're not gonna get people then for take care of their patient. Look like this COVID. Almost old time nurses that we don't retire, say, I don't want to do anything with nursing again. Then they beg them, entice them with more money for that they can work for their COVID case here, so that people then the way they take care of the people then. So what we go say na SALONE, almost nurses that we get. If anybody can Google the Ministry of Health na SALONE, you look at the number of nurses there where we get. We don't even get 1/3 of the quota where we forget for nurses then. And every year we produce nurses there. The nurses and they pay for themselves. When they pay for themselves, when they don't work on it, then they go do something else. So if shortage of nurses then they na the diaspora where we then they give them now then begin say nurses then for pay. Where we do nursing now, then they give we grant, then they give we bursary, then they pay you like say you they work. So the nurses then the shortage so high that if something not happen, it get for be very bad, especially for we country. So how the nurses here, so where the small one way we get, how then they able for help we country? They say a number of people with the disability diabetes continues to rise across the world. The role of nurses and other health professionals, support staff, is becoming increasingly important in managing the impact of the condition. Nurses are often the first and sometimes the only healthcare professional that a person interacts with, and so the quality of their initial assessment, care, and treatment is very vital. You want to talk something about that? Where they say, may I read that again? Nurses are often the first and sometimes only healthcare professional that a person interacts with, and so the quality of their initial assessment, care, and treatment is vital. So now you go throw a light on that for we. Somebody don't go meet a nurse. That assessment when they do that initial assessment, and that diagnosis wey they give is very important. Throw a light on that for me, Aisha, please.
As a nurse, because a lot of time where people they go hospital, say they don't feel, say for example, so you go hospital, you go through low talk about the UK now, even in Freetown, we will use the same because there's a little bit of similarities. So when you go hospital, not only doctor you see first. Most of the time, you go for see the nurse first. The nurse ask you question. The nurse say, "What you come for?" Okay, I come for because I go toilet regularly. Then, or you go say, "I don't sleep," or maybe I eat too much, or there's signs and symptoms.
Yes.
So when you tell the doctor now, say this is not the issue. We tell the nurse now get for assess you. Now the assessment now go determine say, okay, how often you go toilet. Okay, low test, low do a dipstick. Could be a dipstick, or you could say, well, low test. Come with urine, or low test, or low do that finger prick and check whether you get diabetes. So it's very, very, because if you tell somebody say get diabetes, it's very daunting, because one, the person no go know what for do. So as a nurse, when you're not the first point of contact, you need to make sure so you're really equipped with information about diabetes.
Yes.
You don't need to be a diabetes specialist nurse. No. You don't need to be you don't need to have, say, master's or PhD in diabetes. You just need to be aware of the basic. You don't tell this person, say, get diabetes. You get to get a lot of information about what's in a diabetes, what are the different types of diabetes, what you need to avoid. A lot of people if they get diabetes, it will be type 2. So when a type 2, you got to make sure, say, exercise, medication control. It makes sure, say, you watch what you eat. Most of the time, if you limit your food intake and you watch what you eat, you could reduce your medication intake. So going back to you as a nurse, you need to make sure that the patient, whether you did meet them for himself or but sometimes you can't say they come from a pikin. And the worry say me pikin they go toilet, me pikin on they see fine in vision a bit blur. And the worry says sometimes this pikin they lose weight, because another sign again for people where they before the diagnosis of diabetes is similar to cancer a little bit. And a lot of people don't want to talk about them two things, and the cancer and diabetes. A lot of time are secrets. And even when you tell them, say they get diabetes, you did not care for make sure, say, if any possibility you follow up as well. Because sometimes when you tell them, they go pretend, say, in denial, say, not get them, me not visit there.
Or they say in Jesus' name,
yes, they use religion to say it go. I don't go use no medication. But then they consistently they lose weight, now can end up, say, they amputate them, or they get blind vision and become blind. So nurses, we got a lot of role we have to play. Even though obviously me not free to a day, but maybe for the next couple of months, I may use my role in the UK. So I'm putting myself in the category of a nurse. So if I go work even in the community or even work in a ward, and somebody can meet me to say, okay, these are the signs and symptoms, we need to not overrule diabetes. Although we don't go diagnose, we obviously got to say we'll refer you to the doctor for the doctor to do more consultation with you. But we're not the first person within the meet. So we need to reassure them. We tell them, say, they need to watch their diet. We tell them, say, obviously, the doctor will give them more information. But we role is very, very important. And even now, Freetown, the issue with Freetown, nurses get to value their role. Because nursing is a highly professionalized profession. So we need to treat people like confidentiality in a big thing. Not because your neighbor come to you, say get diabetes, you go all side, go talk, say, and I see that woman today in hospital, you can't tell me, say, well, now diabetes he gets. So we need to maintain that confidentiality. Whether we practice here, obviously, you have to. But mostly because people in Freetown self they watch. We need to make sure we maintain professionalism. We are mainly professional when they talk, with the way we speak to them. A lot of time we person come to you, not get money, especially if Freetown, put on the Freetown perspective now. We person come to you, not get money, so they get information, or they tell them what way, okay again. So then you don't, so tell the person that, so the person will end up dying. Because if you go, you're hypo, then you go hyper, then you go into coma, diabetic coma, now die, you don't die so. for simple information, we go get and say, okay, take sugar or get some simple. There is simple remedy that a nurse can recommend that will save lives.
Yeah.
So let's really be diabetes aware as nurses, not just say, okay, me a surgery, me a surgical nurse, or me a cancer nurse, me a specialist nurse, me a learning disability nurse, me a mental health nurse, but all that spectrum gets that issue with diabetes.
Yeah.
Even as a learning disabilities nurse, working in the community or working in any area, we are aware, say, the issue of diabetes occur. We always get diabetes. We always get patients with going through the issue of diabetes.
Yeah, thank you so much, Aisha. Yeah, so what Aisha they try for say is, you the nurse, you know the first point of contact when this person they come, something whole net or something for the past 2 weeks, they sleep, you get all the signs and symptoms of diabetes where I can highlight, where it meets you first. That first person where you meet, they say the first cut is the deepest. Where that person meets you first, how you receive them, how you treat them. Now they make it say, well, there's help out there. If you not get medication, so tell how you talk to them. Because nursing, you get for be compassionate. You get for see this person as somebody who need help, we don't come to you. But just like what Aisha say, some people that the way you meet them no more, no problem. Then they tell you thing where now go kill yourself now. I get one me patients na free time. This lady in foot don't hurt her. He get diabetes, she's a non-diabetic who don't do all things. But if you see this woman way beautiful. It go now, this in need on swell, enable worker. If you say this woman don't reduce in weight, it go Connaught Hospital. It go tell them saying that this don't happen to her. The first thing when the doctor tell her was, this you put now for cotton. She nearly died because of that. Whether people that they say it take to mind. He called me, they cry, and they salute me, they said, and they cut me foot. I say, God go make them not cut you food. Just make sure, say, your blood sugar levels you able for controller. Buy your medicine them and take them. No magic, no day. You go pray to God for help you. But if your blood sugar high, say it don't reach to a stage where then they tell you, say, then they recommend amputation. What do you for do now? Do everything in your power as a human being for make you able for make sure, say, this sick here no and bug you. Lots of people that when they tell them say amputation, even the toe, if they say that they amputate that toe, they have problem. They go tell you say, before they take me one toe, before that I die, I don't want to go with any of my parts missing. Let I die so that they make the person go afraid self for the hospital. So you as a first contact, now make I say, yes, we need the specialist diabetes nurses, the way they go to communities, where they can at the hospitals there, where they teach we how for administer insulin, because too much insulin, the person not go get in quota, we go help her. Too little not go help her. Too much go kill her. So we need the specialist diabetes nurses there for go around and teach we. When our nurses there, we're not to specialists, but we say they raise the awareness, because you don't need for be a specialist nurse for raise diabetes awareness, for educate people, for tell people about their food intake, because as a nurse you need for do all that. You need for know your classification of foods, also are good for people them. You get for know waiting at the signs and symptoms of diabetes. You get for know waiting the person for do for making improve himself, like lifestyle changes. You're not get for be a specialist nurse before you do that. So now that they would not say we respect the specialist nurses there, because they get their own role where they play. But we where they at the ground, even somebody where they a hospital, the porter is supposed for know waiting at diabetes signs and symptoms. So if that person come, if further along the way when I in meet, if we able for talk say this happened to her. The nurse, the cook, he get for know, the dietitian get for know waiting at diabetes, so he go know who's food for prescribe. Not so the cleaner get for know say this person get diabetes, he get sore, where this sore if we the cleaner who side for put the sore for dispose of, and who side for put the bandage. So all this now a network of workers where not a one person go do. Everybody in a healthcare setting, it gets the rights for making know waiting at diabetes. For many more, if you be the first point of contact, you go able for do something for this person, not to forget negative vibes we go with her for the rest of her life. As a first point of call, I'm glad the way Sierra Leone right now, then they try for do the triage system all side where you come, then go do you temperature, then go do you blood pressure, then go do you blood sugar, then go do all your neurological assessment, then they know how sick you be. This country, and so then they do. If you go hospital, you sick. Now they call it the news score. First they had the news, now news. Where you go, they go do all your blood pressure, everything, then go do them and tell you how sick you be. We hope say SALONE and go adapt that in every hospital, because if you do that news, you do the person in blood pressure, in blood sugar, in temperature, in respiration, you know, how it blow. Then you go know say this person has so much is sick, or this is not sick better. Because blood pressure go tell you if you're too sick. In blood sugar go tell you if you're too sick. In respiration go tell you sometimes they hyperventilate, they breathe fast. You go able for know say this person is really sick. You know, but without triage system, we'll not go do this. So you were then at that upline PHU. Somebody come to you, he tell you the signs or symptoms of diabetes now he get. Just tell and say, okay. Sometimes you not get a screening kit. I don't get screening kits, but the symptoms are always you don't show me. It look like saying that diabetes you get. But I don't get the machine I have for test you. But tomorrow, if you go na the big tour, let them go test you, let you know what's in the happen. You talk to the person fine. Not so fast. Oh, come on, I not get street, me don't know what do you, me don't know what do you. You need, you know, the first person this person don't meet. Now you go making life long, and you go making life short. And like what they say, nursing is a compassionate job. Now a job where you get for do, you get passion for it. If you don't get passion for nursing, you're not gonna be a nurse. Because even you voice how you talk to the patient, go make it live, go make it die. So as a first point of touch, you got for know you got for know all your figures then. If it be say you get machine for do the person in blood pressure or in blood sugar, you need for interpreter. If you go do somebody in blood pressure where they na some figure, because every country gets in your figure, then you gonna say this. If you know your numbers, you gonna say this is bad or is low. If you go to somebody in blood sugar, it they in the 20s, even if you don't pass 10, you know they tell and there and they say you got diabetes. Just tell and say, your blood pressure, your blood sugar what don't do with this machine is high. So now so and so for do. If you take sugar to my money, not take sugar. If you eat that white bread, to my not eat white bread. Find some tears. If you eat boku butter or oil, not eat that. They tell you see you doctor, but your blood sugar is high. So now for go once and then you go seek help. But if you just say you get diabetes and so they go can't cut your food, you don't make the person not go even grief for go hospital again because you don't already poor in heart. So now that's what they talk about today. The nurses their role according to the WHO, according to Nursing Now, according to IDF, International Diabetes Federation, they say the nurses there when at the first point of contact they forget knowledge about this diabetes, and so if somebody cancel there, it will be able for help them. They say people living with diabetes face a number of challenges, and education is vital to equip nurses with the skills to support them. International Diabetes Federation wants to facilitate opportunities for nurses to learn more about the condition and receive training so that they can make a difference for people living with diabetes. You see, even the International Diabetes Federation, I know they talk so. You need a skill where you go use for support if somebody can't to you. If you not get the skill, you can't help anybody. You can't give anybody something where you not get. If you not get the knowledge, you not go pass it on to anybody. So the nurses then they play a key role in diagnosing diabetes early to ensure prompt treatment, providing self-management, training and psychological support for people with diabetes to help prevent complications. Some people that their heart don't pull where they get this, where they come to you, the way they talk to them, the counseling, then are the psychological skill where you get. You they talk to them, fine, say not to you one. 11 diabetes you get. Help they. Doctors and they will go treat you, not afraid. Just open up how you they feel and tell people that psychological way where you talk to them, the way where you make in mind they at rest now, go make it able for face the challenges where they. because diabetes get lots of challenges, but now they make the challenges there easy for the patient or make it hard for the patient. So now one thing and they wait and say we the nurses and for do again. Tackling the risk factors for type 2 diabetes to help prevent the condition. We talk this about prevention. When now we they preach about Friends of Diabetes, we they tell people about prevention. So if you know, say this was in a black person, already you get number 1. In score don't go 1 straight as being a black person. Then you age. If you don't over 40, that's don't give you another one. If you get parents that way get diabetes, where some of we don't know, that don't give you another score. If you get a sibling, your brother or sister, we don't get diabetes, that don't give you another score. If you get weight, your BMI don't pass 30, no problem. Now when I say BMI, we get this body mass index where they do, then they measure your height and you weight, that figure then they give you say now how big you be. But sometimes the BMI not to the right way for make you tell somebody how healthy it be, because people then they weight tall, but then BMI not go be that high, but they still get problems. So not to the right way that, but again, but people that can take and say when me BMI day so that means I get big fat round me belly. I need for do something for make this fat here done na me belly. The people that we get there big beer belly them, then get for do something about that. So where you don't get you get the type 1, then they would don't talk and say type 1, you not get choice. Now the begin in your immune system, now don't fight against them, will make you get the type 1. And without insulin, they go die. So you will get the type 2 again. The nurses they need for get the knowledge for tell you how for manage this type 2. Talk to you in a way we go call you heart. Then get away again. The nurses they're supposed to talk to patient about prevention. What do you go do if your papa been get diabetes or your mama get diabetes? Now you don't pass 40. Now you overweight. You know they eat healthy. You know they do no exercise. Waiting you for do the nurses they now get that power they for let them tell this person say well the way you did so now this your condition. If you not take them because your papa don't suffer from this, you they grow older, you get weight, you know they eat healthy, you know they exercise, you go get diabetes. In a nice way, you tell the person. Then you advise on how the kind of food where they take. If they drink too much beer, left for drink too much beer. If they smoke, cut off the smoke. Fail not smoke again. If you get the information and then you tell the patient we come to you, you're able for prevention. Now that's what they do where we don't save so many lives at SALONE. I remember about 5 years ago, I do a health day. One man come, if you see where he big, if you see in belly where he big. We do in blood sugar, it was like 28. Yes. Now I ask her, say, you know Uda. He tell me in name, he tell me what they do. I tell her, say, well, your blood sugar very high and you see your belly where it big, let's say you they carry twins. I say you get for do something. I say how you they eat for day. And I say the first thing what they do, my sister, not they lie. I put her not 1-to-1. He say he get us na Eastern. I see open in the mouth. Now people the way they sell banana. Now they see orange, dancing and they so they buy like one whole bunch banana, we go get like 10 bananas, they eat all them banana they for day. Because he get for buy back tomorrow. Now that way they help them. Because then they outside in post and he get money. So you go buy boku orange, you go buy boku banana. Then they can't host for it because in with them you get 2 wef. All man they looking say would I go cook first, would I go cook. So now streets they eat. They go now that cookery bar eating yes. Where the woman put small pamine. Hey mama put pamine. They take the pamine, scoop her and put up on the rest for her. So now that don't make it don't get this body. So they as he come on at the also you don't take the banana, you don't take the orange, put on a car, he drive go, even say he drive car, no exercise. Now I tell the man, I say now any week you they come to week. When you left your office or you also you they come. Now by that upgone that being gone a circular road. I say now they you they park. You they walk up from there, you can between a Pike Street every week where they come to win a so you for do. that man, the 1 week done, will do in blood sugar. It don't go down. We not discharge and say in blood sugar and be about 10. Now that 10 then I will tell and say, now go see a doctor. Maybe they go advise you. Will not get a medicine. Will not get a nothing. Because as to tell and say in blood sugar, I say, will not prescribe medicine for me. I can afford them. I go buy medicine. I tell and say, listen, diabetes, also paracetamol, where you hear the heart, you take out the headache, go. This is not a lifelong chronic condition. So we say they try for tell you get for the work account to me, and you get for stuff for eat all and see, yeah, you get right for eat banana, but not sit down one place you eat 10 banana. Then they not so fine thing, you know. So I tell her and that man they do that. I don't think say they ever put on medication. I think it just continues. So now the role, something like that we need for they do for we patient then. Advise them on waiting them for do. So they go able for save their lives, and you say go don't do a job where you don't save somebody in life. Just by advising them and talking to them properly, you go don't save that person day in life. There remains a significant need for more education and funding to equip nurses around the world with skills to support people living with diabetes and those at risk of developing type 2. So we appeal to we Papa government back na SALONE, if any of them they hear we, they know what they do, they raise this awareness, say they need for fund nurses them, for let them learn well, give them the skills that where they go able for do stuff for people that will get diabetes. You get cancer specialist nurses, you get all kinds of specialist nurses, but we need people that are SALONE, with nurses in a SALONE for let them learn more. I don't work with nurses in a SALONE. Some of them good, some of them all these things they know sabiam. And not so where you then at college, they do you studies for nursing, they learn all this. Now on the job you get for learning, so they get for giving the opportunities. Healthcare providers and governments must therefore recognize the importance of investing in education and training. With the right expertise, nurses can make the difference for people affected by diabetes. They say with the right expertise, nurses can make a difference for people affected by diabetes. So if we able for train with nurses then, when I begin doing awareness at free time, I'm not ashamed for talking because I go prove her. Say nurses that they will not sabi do the simple fingertip test. They not sabi. And every year, new medication they come on, new machine and they come on. Nursing an innovation job, a professional innovation. How new sickness they come on, now so new equipment they come on, now so new medication they come on. But if you not even get access to internet, how you go even able? And we all get internet because no nurse study SALONE we go say you not get WhatsApp, 9 phone, when I do internet. They go send emails, where some is difficult for up to now because I don't go do lectures there. I know how then they strain for even login if you want for give them something for do. But this is all we government for do for equip them people here. So the IT side of the nursing let them do it. Because you not go do nursing, you're not able for read about new diseases. Look like this COVID will come. If we're not there, so then teach we how for even protect ourselves or treat people, how we go do it. We all go fall victim. So we need for Papa governments and the people that say they must therefore recognize the importance of investing. We need for invest in educating and training these nurses so that when all this pandemic go come, where we thank God, we continent in not get that kind of impact on we. Imagine like SALONE, if this thing be get impact, what will before happen to we people then? So now the thing this way we they talk about. So now this now the thing where today they about what diabetes day today they about the nurses and diabetes. What did these nurses therefore do? And they're not go able for that on them. The government and the healthcare providers need for training nurses. Like we get lots of private hospitals there. We get Choice Trams, we get I know if it's a bit there, but we get lots of private hospitals. They say for investing in the nurses then. Because I know certain nurses and they're not so they're no more than they work for. Then they work for other establishment then. But if you give them the skill, then can practice that skill they any side across side and day. So now that's what they talk. But now we want for to a little bit of light again on picking the way get disabilities where Auntie Aisha in the work with. So why don't you talk about the challenges we not self they face when it comes to diabetes care? Because when you get diabetes, they at risk of heart disease, So we'll not say the pikin again we get learning disabilities and can get heart disease, some can born with the disabilities. I want you to throw a light on what are the challenges where you don't face. As a nurse and lecturer now, you don't go salon, you work with pikin and we get learning disability. What are the challenges when it comes to these NCDs, where the pikin and they get the asthmas, the lung diseases, the diabetes, and some they even get the hypertension at that young age. I want you to throw light on this for me. Thank
when
you.
it comes to, I'll look on both the experience here, because when you work with picking them, we get learning disability. First of all, the level of understanding is very low. So for picking, where you say like 3, picking they begin to 3 years old. So then we'll tell you, say, mommy, I know they feel well, I know they see fine. But with somebody who get a disability, specifically learning disability, they're not go able to understand what they go on with them. So that's why it's very important for work with the parents then, because the parents then, even also the parent, they may not even know, because a lot of parents don't understand the issue of diabetes, or either they could be in denial. So it's very important for below go back to the main point of the diabetes, meaning the nurse. So when you're at the first point of contact, you work with the family, where again we look at the low income family, because you could say people where they're on the high income will research. But even with the research, when you get picking, we get special needs, you get so much to do. You're also overwhelmed with the fact that you're looking at the daily activity of the picking. You get for feeder, you get for wasa, you get for change them. Maybe most of the time you're not able to do things for yourself. So when it comes to health, sometimes then they put the health at the backstage. So tell they know they carry the picking go for go check up, because unless you can go for go check, you go realize say this person get diabetes. But because you're not able to tell you. So in order to talk. So the challenges here as a nurse is more about the way, unless if the picking and the mommy who can tell you, say this person, they see fine, or they go toilet regularly, they lost a lot of weight. So the mommy were concerned, I ain't can't tell you. Then you're not able to ask any question to the picking, because the picking not go able to understand. So now the mama now will be the more point of contact. Then from that point of contact, now you got to make sure, say, you support the mommy, you get for educate the mommy rather than the picking. So regardless of the age, whether it's a child or an adult with a special needs, the challenges is more about them understanding what's enough for eat. The other thing again, as just like Madam Salome say, most picking away, especially with Down syndrome, they get the urge to eat very regularly. They have that urge. Or it could be pica, which is another form of disability, where they go in the nets, then they go in the kitchen, go eat food. So you get for control that intake of food and the type of food we then eat. So in that, it's very, very challenging. Just like with the COVID and face, it's very, very difficult, because they find it uncomfortable and they don't understand. So that is a challenge. So as a nurse for special needs, or even a generic nurse, you got to make sure you're patient with the parents, and because it's two diagnosis in one. Because in one you get disability, now we get a health condition, which is diabetes. So you get for try and say, how are we able to deal, first of all, even with tablets? A lot of people, again, with special needs, not like tablets. You get a tablet and they put them. So liquid, very expensive. So say come to the stage now, whether they're type 1, you get for they get an injection every day. So it's very, very traumatic, because they don't understand that it's very, very challenging. So you got to consistently, just like Madam Salome say, education. And education don't need for be anything more big. You get for make sure, so you put her in the language we don't understand. Use picture, a lot of pictures. You get for look a lot of. You can even show the person in the picking video, a little low-key video where you show, say, okay, for eat this food because it's dangerous, or you get for begin take injection, or you get for take tablet. So once the child don't diagnose, you get for work with the parents, make them understand, say this is a lifelong condition, and you got to monitor the intake. Exercise, which can be difficult again, because after a little while they not go and do the exercise way they're supposed to do. So it's more consistency and a lot of patience. Just like Madam Salome say, as a nurse, there is a 6 C's where you're supposed to work. The care, you got to compassion. So you've got to have all these things, and you got to make sure, say, you go by the incident day. So it's a challenge. It's a journey and it's a challenge. But as a nurse, you will always be ready. And just like Madam Salome say, you got to look at all the changes. There's a lot of things we don't change. So you got to make sure, so you equip yourself. how I go work with this speaking. Then not work on your own in isolation. There's no nurse where they work in isolation. You always have to work with a team. And even with the team, you got to also do your research. You got to look for other maybe trust, if not other trust you work with. Like in a community you work with, you look for other nurses where they deal with diabetes. You work with the diabetes specialist nurse. So you work as part of a team.
Yeah.
Then at England. Now going to SALONE. SALONE has its challenges. SALONE is a low-income country. Yes, we've got the SDG about eradicating poverty. We've got the policies in place. We've got the Ministry of Health where they do a lot of work, and they're doing their level best. But there is more work need to be done, especially when it comes to learning disability, because I know for fact say they're not getting learning disabilities nurse. That is not a specialist they here and they teach. I think in Ghana then they do but even recently, they began even focus on the mental health nursing specialist area.
They get about now been 22 mental health nurses. I think 2 died. They have 20. I don't know.
So in terms of working with somebody who's got, and it's that today, I know a lot of people they confuse disability with learning disability. Learning disability is somebody who's born with a disability, whose level of understanding is extremely low or no level of understanding at all.
Cognitive.
Some of them cognitively they cannot comprehend. Some of them when you talk to them already understand you. Some of them then they talk, but when you tell them for do something, you will say go take something. Then it take time for let them understand what you tell them. So you get for the use picture. And a lot of people them mommy them these days them busy. Even if na market to myself, na money you get time for say go dress yourself. But the picking up will go dress himself. So you go say feed yourself, the picking up will feed himself. So you get for understand say disability, it could be slow. Some they talk, some not they talk. Some again, when you talk to them and go understand something, they take them time for let them understand you. So for that reason, they even if you know, say you're not trained at that specialist area, they you for learn about this person. And if you able make sure say you work with the parents them. If they pick in their school, you work with the school. If they're in a community, you educate the community on how for make sure say they understand whatever sickness then they come to you with as a nurse. Yeah.
Okay. So when you did it, they work with them picking as soon as SALONE. You don't ever like visit a hospital with them or them parents then kick them go hospital. Who's kind when I get picking them way diabetic type 1 or
because
heart
the initial stage in SALONE and not ever work with picking them to relate to the health need. Most of the SALONE work way or the SALONE support what and support to picking them either maybe in the teaching aspects. You know, I work with 1 or 2 with teaching, then I work with another 2 when we go home visit, like a portage system. So we're more looking at the social aspect, not the health.
Okay.
So I don't really ever directly work with a nurse in terms of demonstrating my nursing skills like assessment. I don't do assessment, but it wasn't for do with the more of the health needs. Because again, a lot of parents they focus on the picking the health needs when it comes to special needs. Most of the time, most parents then at the education aspect say me picking they do well on picking a bit. I want to move forward in a different level, so you go able to assess them. So that observation. But I think we need to also look at the health of these children. SALONE so much so some school and get school nurse, and some school will tell you say. Then get a specialist because I've been work more to do with the teacher rather than the nurses. So the teacher they most school and because most of them are private school, they don't want an external person for can say we not the cater for this speaking because I'm only the parent and they pay and then they charge the extra if they provide extra support for their class.
Okay.
So but in terms of the nursing aspect, not SALONE, I'm more of my experience in the UK. So, but in my next, obviously, phase 2 will be mainly now going to the health aspects in a SALONE and see how willing, again, where you come to SALONE and diaspora, you got to tread carefully because now the willingness and see how they're able to work with you and how they're able to make sure that the needs of the beginner we get special needs, especially with diabetes, are met.
Yeah, because you not get choice because once you get picky with any kind of condition and it's mandatory, I could say, is even by force. You need to take them to hospital.
Oh yeah, the health check is compulsory.
You can't keep them at home. They need for go for the as very early stage, then they get the nurses and social services, everybody they involved in their care, but will not get that. And they even for raise awareness about autism or beginner with disabilities now. Yeah, now we una they go and do this with some other groups, then they really they do well parenting and but first time if somebody born picking when a Down syndrome, they say that devil, so all them things they would educate the people that say, there's something wrong with them, whether they are mind balance or take the wrong chromosomes or more chromosomes, they don't get this Down syndrome. But at the end of the day, we'll not say that they come with lots of healthcare needs, but they still get life. They still they support them. They still they first we don't say they're not a live to some age, but now they don't even outlive the couple that we put on an age. They said Down syndrome picking us so go live, but we don't see them.
Oh, they can live up to whole, 50, 60, even more than that.
Yeah.
Because the main thing when it comes to with the diabetes, because we now shift away more to special needs, but in terms of diabetes and the role of the nurse, it's a mandatory, because again with the UK there's a regulation, the Health and Social Care Act, there's the Family Act, there's so many legislation that they've keyed in the health and care and education together. So again, that would be a good example Salone focus on. So not just health, but both health, education and social care, because they all go into a comprehensive aspect. So when you do assess the picking, not forget to say the picking get health needs, not forget to say get social needs, and most of it's the health and the social affect education, because if person know well, just like we discussed earlier, if the person they develop a diabetes symptoms, sometimes they see fine, so your eyesight is very blurred. Again, it could left you alternate to be excused to go toilet, so that they affecting learning. So most schools forget at least an allocated school nurse. We will can do them basic check them with the picking there for make sure again it help the economy long term. You look at the sustainability development goals, you look at the UN Convention of the Right of the Child, you look at a lot of policies where the government in Sierra Leone they ratified too, but the implementation, as we always keep saying, needs to be improved.
They signed to all the treaties, but how are they implementing them?
Well, I think it's let's don't focus on the government. Let's focus on the individual, because at the end of the day, all these things are written in paper. But if the person, the nurse himself, they say, are passionate about what they do, me and nurse of the people. Yes, maybe they're not paying me for 6 months, or maybe they're not paying me for 5 weeks, but are passionate about my job. So whenever I go, I know they look at who they not pay me, and they look at who they before me, and then they perform the best of my ability with professionalism to make sure say this person not losing life for simple things, just like we say gangrene in foot, then cut your foot, and then broken hearted, because the psychological impact is very important as well.
It is.
And forget about the social stigma to somebody we cut in foot or we disabled in one way or the other. So we really need to be holistic, and we need to love. If you love people, you give, and most of the times until we give self, nothing is somebody will say, okay, you pay go be increased. You never know. So let's not focus on, yes, we do need to survive, we do need money, but we need to be passionate about what we do as nurses. Everybody goes into nursing because you're passionate about it.
Hello, family. Hello, Christiana. Hello, Thomas. I'll say when they watch and when I share the video today, they talk about World Diabetes Day. Hello, Daisy. Did you just say too much banana and orange is bad for you? I did not actually say too much banana or orange is bad for you. What I was saying that you cannot be eating 10 bananas a day or 10 oranges a day. You're allowed 5 portions of fruits a day, fruits and vegetables a day.
But also, Madam Salome, yes, I would say yes and no. But the banana and orange are bad because those fruits have a lot of sugar in them.
Yes.
So if you look at it, people always say like, where I'm thirsty or where I need energy, like take one banana. But if you look at the content, if you research more about banana or orange, they're not the best fruits as a 5 a day. They normally advise you, even in SALONE, there are fruits that are very good apart from banana or orange. You get a chuk plum.
Yes.
Which is now in trend. You get our fig, we get some. There's so many other fruits.
Carambola.
We get now carambola. We get tomatoes where people don't know say
cucumber.
We get cucumber.
Yes.
So if we get carrots, then they go carrot in SALONE.
Yes.
So we get carrots. So banana and orange.
Too much of a.
too much of it is no good. Definitely, yes, it's not good for you. I agree. You disagree?
No, I'm not disagreeing. Maybe the one asking the question thinks everybody. Good evening, everyone watching from Brussels. Thanks for sensitizing. Thank you, Salon people. Them. Thank you. Yeah, so you were asked the question about the banana. I shall not answer. Sometimes they take me tell where they talk like us, say that's what Salome be say. But you said look at them, look at them from your own perspective. Say 10 banana for day. It's herbs. Mercy is better than the white man's hospital. Dr. Sabi, Minister of Wellness. Dr. Sabi, they use it herb and mercy, but expensive. Well, let's just go with the banana issue first, Mister. The banana really 10 bananas a day is too much. Banana get lots of potassium, we're good for you heart, but again 10 of a day, it's sweet, it gets sugar. You get fructose, which is the fruit sugars. When a banana go count in that, even the orange go count in that. If you want grace, you don't really one place you drink suck 10 orange, 10 banana. I don't think say anybody the way they do that. If you not get any other thing for itself, I think say that they really too much. And when we talk about herbs, this it depends on what's in your own perspective of herbs. But we know say where will be they grow up, we get herbs that where people like kiwi, where we get fever. If you look at the Chinese medicine, then believe in herbs. But like when we say we then at this program, we have to tell people that about signs and symptoms of the non-communicable diseases, mostly way too they talk about diabetes. So if you know say a particular herb they work for you, because lots of people they say moringa good, this good, mango leaf good. But when me patient they ask me, I can always tell and say, me as a nurse, I believe in the pharmaceuticals because when you give there, it alleviates the symptoms. Although not all pharmaceuticals they cure. But if you believe in your herbs and you drink them religiously, I think that it will help you. But what's with people then they do, if they go take the herbs, now 1 or 2 days and they take her. So they not they really know what's in the effects of these herbs. But they will even try. We must educate our society on healthy living. Yeah, that's true. Would they try for tell people and say, you try it for yourself. If it work for you, it work for you. Because people that they right now, we don't go into house. Okay, for instance, when this COVID car, all man they talk about garlic, lamb, what you get, ginger.
Yeah.
People they will take and they say it's good for them. And turmeric, all man they go to self. But these are individual preference. If you think say you take a religiously, it help you. Turmeric, what would they say if I for would they put on a food? They don't make the tea. Capsule they offer the same thing. But we get them. Turmeric they grown as SALONE. I don't see her. That Losa area, then if you buy ginger but in orange, they say it's very good. People they drink that would they buy the powder and I would they drink or they buy the tea would they drink. Yeah. Okay. As a wise man say, an apple a day keeps the doctors away. That's just saying that fruit is good for you. You know. So if you eat 2 apples a day, 1 banana, 1 orange, you get your carrots, you eat your cucumber, already you belly don't full. So you go able for eat other things small. What's in there they encourage you say if you eat your fruit before you eat your proper meal, because the fruit don't already full you up. So when you eat you guys 2-3 spoons they take you don't full up. So now that made they encourage people that for they take that 5 a day. Is it banana natural? Is it good for losing weight and run into the toilets in the morning? That again now just individual preference, you know. If you eat banana, with them who will be the go sit exam now banana will they eat that money, they say they make you clever. So everybody now waiting you believe in. If you think say the banana is natural, yeah, some people that they way they constipate, they go suck orange, they go eat banana, and they make them go open them bowels. So everybody now waiting you believe in and your individual preference. Like who say, we not they advise people there on this show for let them do something. If you think say the banana good for you, you see, a regular size banana has 30 grams of sugar. So 10 bananas a day exceeds your daily allowance, especially when you're a diabetic at risk of diabetes. Thank you very much, I said to Daisy Calon. So I hope say this don't answer that money question when they say it's 10 banana. Who's one?
The exercise about physical, to educate people on physical activity.
Yeah, we dey talk down there. I even talk and say, if you know you building, you want go St. John, you don't need for wait for transport. Just walk and go down Savage Street, claim that small hill, you sweat, you go do what you dey do. Or you dey St. John, you want go you building, you want go to the light. Just walk out. That's part of being healthy. That's your physical activity where you go do. It not go take you 10 minutes if you walk briskly, but again, because the sun warm, you go want to take it easy. But physical activity very good. You know, you exercise is very good.
SALONE is now very aware about exercise. A lot of people, they get involved in a lot of, even at the beach side, even stadium.
Yes.
Most people, and they go take part in the activity in a stadium, even beginning at school. Then they do a lot of waka anyway. Waka, very common for young people. So that exercise, Danny, definitely people are more aware now. Not just the young people, but even mature people.
Because lots of the sickness that they got, this non-communicable disease, most of them are weight gain.
Yeah.
You know, see that they say if you get too much weight, you get diabetes, your blood pressure go up. You dey smoke, you dey smoke, you get diabetes, you get hypertension. Now the lung cancer no more now you dey wait for. You get asthma. So all them things. So if you do exercise, you lose weight, then you go able for begin see the good side of nature. So now that we dey try for say, and we dey talk today about World Diabetes Day. We now for commemorate and for talk about the role of the nurses. And now the symptoms of diabetes, one now abnormal thirst and dry mouth, frequent urination, lack of energy, fatigue, constant hunger, tingling of numbness in hands and feet, lack of energy, extreme tiredness, frequent and abundant urine. Then where I will talk on Creole, where you they get always you dey feel for drink water, you mouth dry, you always thirsty, as you dey drink, and so you dey go toilet. You know they come on at toilet, always you go, especially in a net, you go grab past 5:10. Then you don't get energy, you always tired. Then some people that they hungry, they're not a bad food. As they eat down, so they don't eat back. As they eat down, so they don't eat back. You dey feel that pin and needle, that chuk when they mark out timmy, they catch you hand, they catch you foot. All these are signs and symptoms of diabetes. If you dey get anything and then you get go do your test. And for any sickness, so you have for know if you get her, you not get her. Now for do you screening. And diabetes so easy for do, the hypertension self so easy for do. Now the cancers they no more, you get for go do some good tests before you know if you get any cancer. But for diabetes and hypertension, you just need for go do you, then put the cuff around your arm, then pump and the breathing calm, you diastolic, you systolic show diabetes, and do your fingertip test for you if you don't show all the symptoms there. And you get for be aware if you get a family member maybe don't get diabetes. I go read and say several risk factors have been associated with type 2 diabetes. This include your family history of diabetes, your overweight, unhealthy diet, physical inactivity, increase in age, then you get high blood pressure, then you ethnicity. That's why they say just being you a black person or African Caribbean, that don't make you risk for get diabetes. That na one. Then you age, na 2. You overweight, na 3. You get family history, na 4. You know the exercise, na 5. You get high blood pressure, na 6. So people that will get high blood pressure, therefore be very, very careful for let them not get the diabetes. Same one people that will get diabetes, for be very careful they not get the hypertension. Because then too, then they waka. And if you look at we trend of healthcare and a salon, if you get too sick then you get diabetes, you get hypertension, how you go live? Diabetes medication is not easy. Hypertensive medication or high blood pressure medication not easy. You got for what you wait. You got for watch what you they eat. How you go survive for this kind of thing? So now I make every time we raise awareness for this sick care, so let people they know. Say now these are the risk factors. So if you get family history, you get other things that way you know say go put you at risk. People that way they smoke, then left for smoke. If they drink too much, you get for left for drink. You know, the occasional drink, you get family busy, we not go say no drink. For cigarette, we not they say smoke one, you left one. No, for cigarette, they say no smoke at all. please, my sister, them, if someone have high blood pressure, should he or she oblige to take his or her medicine each day? If he or she fail 1 or 2 days, is it too bad? High blood pressure. Now the sick and the way they don't give you Amanatu Sanusi, good evening, how you do? We glad for you from you. When you say high blood pressure, they don't diagnose you with that day, you not for play with the medicine. Because some people that get high blood pressure, they don't get the chance for they measure the blood pressure every day. So if you go up, you not take the medicine, you will end up suffer stroke. And when you suffer stroke, you hand out, you food die, then then a punishment. So tell when you get the stroke, you die straight, I will say good. Because you not get for be a burden to nobody. But if you get the paralysis on one side, where they get for the turn you, sometimes you don't even lost your speech. So then they are not, I can tell people that straight. If you get stroke, you die. I think say good. Because if you left now, punishment. This country, if you get stroke, they can you go to stroke unit, you they make them. But SALONE, if you get stroke, they can you go to hospital, they not get anything for do for you. You just say lead on there until you get bed sore, you get sepsis, you die. I don't see an America they tell you. And then they tell you say, oh, you go better. When you get stroke, the severity of the stroke, now how they try for talk about. You don't lose your speech, you eye don't bend, you must don't bend, you hand on that, you foot on that, you never do anything. That is for you and you people, then a punishment. Even you pick you go they wash you every day, you go toilet, they clean you every day, now burden for I go begin to say, Mama, if you they die. Because me, I don't tire with this. We don't hear it only. But if now oversee you day, you get stroke, they're able to catch them quick. You go to stroke units, they're able to treat you. High blood pressure medicine, not to medicine where they skip. Even your kidneys, they go pack up if you play with your high blood pressure medicine. You not for play with them at all. Do you and for tell the person you know skip any medication? Yes, SALONE first. Poor eating habits and poor economic status. Well, now I could say SALONE are low and middle income countries. Some people that they're not able to afford $1 a day. $1 a day they're able to afford that. So if you know that it's good, you not get that kind of economic status, then seek all they can to you and a punishment for you because eventually one of them seek they hold you because you know they eat good. And you not get the money for me, you afford that. And if you get a sick, you know if you get money for buy you medication, na bad thing ain't gonna happen to you. Stress is another risk factor for sustained elevated blood sugar. Work on minimizing your stress. When you're under a lot of stress, your body releases glucagon, which is a type of sugar. You'll be wondering why your sugar is high. Even without having eaten yet, stress is your problem. You're very correct, Isa Daisy. You want for a light on that?
Well, yes, that is a combination, but stress is not the only thing we go diagnose you as a diabetes.
No, you say it will make your blood sugar high.
It will make your blood sugar high, but what I think we're going back to the issue of blood sugar. We're going back to the issue of stress. Stress is a combination of a lot of things. Yes, the blood sugar is a combination of a lot of things, and high blood pressure, as you stated, as you don't say, sometimes the medication that people take for high blood pressure kind of trigger the diabetes. So, and most of the time when people are on this, as you say, when they stress, it does increase a lot of things, including the sugar. So when it increases sugar, then you can have a high, and sometimes the stress, not just of the sugar level, where people are stressed and eat more. Most people are when they're stressed and they eat more food. So that's from the food intake where you eat. Now, then, apart from the release of what's releasing in your body when you stress, it also linked to what you eat when you stress. Because some people are when they're stressed and they eat. And some people are when they're stressed and they're not able to sleep.
Yes. Then I don't see me patient them. When they tell them, I must say, your blood sugar don't high. Then they say, I know they eat again. And just because they're stressed, like what Daisy say, the blood sugar, they go up. They say, I not eat for 2 days now. Ordinary tea, water, no more drink. But see the blood, because you stress. You know, your body don't begin produce that hormone, that glycogen. It don't make your blood sugar, they go up. Because lots of them as salon they tell me. Lots of them they tell me, yes.
Then they go on that diet when they eat.
Wait, I don't go, so I don't try all kinds of things. I don't try all kinds of things. This thing, so they monitor me. Thank you, sis. God bless you for the advice. Thank you. Amanatu. So then they tell me, say, wait, I go so. After I don't starve myself, I don't do all kinds of things, I don't miss me medication, I don't do nothing. Today back I don't go there, not tell me say the blood sugar high. Me heart all don't pour. Now I know they eat. And he tell them, say, just put your heart down, cool your heart, because if you not do this, the blood sugar not they go. So what I start to say now, the stress where you don't go, they don't give you this news. Instead of the blood sugar go down, it just they go up now. And you they can say, wait till they eat. Right now, not they eat anything, but the blood sugar still not they calm down. Not just because you stress. So now that with the blood sugar, now that they happen. Because lots of people they say,
thank you, Christiana.
It is true, my dear sister. May God bless you. Thanks, Christiana Cole.
I think when it comes to the diabetes, it's about we get for try for work together. Because now sickness way again, just like with cancer, people in the eye they lot. But once sooner they communicate, just like you say, me heart don't spoil. You don't tell me say I don't get diabetes, so me heart spoil, so I know they eat. Just like when somebody want to go on a diet, when you starve yourself, you they put on more weight.
Because when they eat now for compensate for all the time we know. So you get for go small.
Even if not cucumber, you eat small cucumber. And again, as much as I go back to Atina, one of the question where about wealth and diabetes, economy,
yeah.
Sometimes people that will get money, now they develop the diabetes more because of their own healthy eating lifestyle.
Yeah.
You wonder when they get money, they go manage, say, okay, I go eat maybe try for say they eat healthy with the little they get. You can eat cucumber, you can try and find bulgur, where even though bulgur price don't go up, you can find fish, where you go mix the fish which is healthy with the bulgur, then you ready. So now you get for even whether you not get money or whether you get money, you for make sure say you monitor exactly what you eat. And we all get struggle, whether we get today or not get today or get tomorrow. Now what we put now we must now very important.
Yeah. So all them sick here, so if you get them, you best bet. Now for may you just try for control the blood sugar, control the diabetes, the hypertension. During the pandemic, I told one of my rooms to a gym. I have a treadmill. Every day I run on it for 15 minutes. It releases sweats good after exercise. Yes, it is good. Now that they should say the exercise. If you not sweat, that means I dance. Even if you dance vigorously, you they sweat. You don't see people that go party that they sweat, their clothes all they soak. Now because dancing is a form of exercise, so if you do them with that power, you they sweat. So man, continue for use to treadmill. You're doing well. Now we want to talk about people with diabetes have increased risk of developing a number of serious health problems. Consistently high blood glucose levels can lead to serious diseases affecting the heart. So if you get diabetes, you get at risk of getting problem with you blood vessels, your eye, your kidney, your nerves, your teeth. In addition, people with diabetes also have higher risk of developing infections. In all of high income countries, diabetes is leading cause of cardiovascular disease, blindness, kidney failure, and lower limb amputation. Like what be the son of if you get diabetes, you there at risk of getting heart disease, which is the cardiovascular disease. You go blind, you go get kidney failure if you not take care of you diabetes. They just high. Your kidneys that go past your nerves, then I make that nerve damage. Now they make people that they get gangrene at their foot. When they not take care of the gangrene again, they end up then go amputate the whole foot. Your teeth self go get problem. Your gums then go begin bleed. You go get kidney failure, you go get lower limb amputation. Maintaining blood glucose levels, blood pressure, and cholesterol are so close to normal can help delay the prevention of diabetes complication. Therefore, people with diabetes need regular monitoring. This again come back to the nurse. With people that need for come hospital for let them monitor their blood sugar. After like 3 months, you can let them monitor it for you. If one day you not even do blood sugar testing, if you go do what they call HbA1c, in they tell you how long your blood sugar don't high. If every side you go there they say you get you blood sugar high, you go under You go Tritab, they say hi. You go Corner, they say hi. You go Maggie Stokes, they say hi. You go PCMA, they say hi. You go for go do a proper blood test where go say, now how long this blood sugar I don't high for you. So you need for day on medication. So now that's for do this again. Now the nurses then roll for me and do the test and tell you say now so thing they happen in your body. Cardiovascular disease affect the hearts and blood vessels and may cause fatal complications such as coronary artery disease leading to heart attack or stroke. Cardiovascular disease is most common cause of death in people with diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high glucose, and other risk factors contribute to increasing the risk of cardiovascular complications. Learn about the cardiovascular disease, not just disease of the heart, where you arteries they don't block, and you where you get high blood pressure, that because your arteries they don't block, the blood not flow good, and then you get cholesterol because your arteries they again block because you eat too much palm oil, too much granules, all them fatty things, and they go sit down at your arteries as bad fats. Now that they make you get cholesterol. People that will get cholesterol go always be at risk of getting hypertension or diabetes than at the high blood pressure. Kidney disease, it go damage the blood vessels, so the kidney, your kidney go become less efficient, then it go fail. And if we look at the trend again, while they talking about SALONE, people that will get diabetes, we don't get renal failure or the kidney not they work fine, how they go do dialysis. For do dialysis, not to play money. We don't even get, I don't know if they don't get now, if they get safe, you not get for be free. So that means they raise awareness for let people then know say diabetes, it go make you get kidney failure. When you get kidney failure, you get for do dialysis. How you go get money for doing dialysis? I understand say somebody be they do dialysis for $150. How many people they get that kind of money there? You not even get money for buy one plate rest. They say go pay $150 for do dialysis. So then they all nerve damage. Now when you nerve the damage, now then they amputate your foot. So diabetes, they on the increase. We need for tell people that about this sick for let them do something about themselves, for let them able for eat properly, do moderate exercise. If they're too fat, let them lose weight. Then where they sit down one place, then they chatter one cartoon beer, they drink candle, some man can buy say they drink one cartoon Guinness. It knock all. In a check self because you don't use her now. But all that they go inside your body, they go turn sick. Then tomorrow and for that life are then witch man and a witch man, they don't shoot her with witch gun. Because when you drink that kind of thing, then you go lead on. Even you can choke on your vomit, you go die. Or you develop the diabetes, you develop the hypertension, then next car you go into diabetes coma, you not wake again. Witch man don't get trouble, they send a witch man. So let we left for life a witch man, let we take care of ourselves. So we glad it today we don't come back full swing. We don't talk about diabetes today. Friends of Diabetes really they organize a show na Kabbalah where they raise awareness and people that get snacks after that, then do screening, same one, Freetown, they self do their little one, then cover them with our news. Then go take pictures, then go then on Facebook, and I go see say the organization they do well, although are there, but things still they happen at Kabbalah and Freetown. Echo Bank do their own, Ministry of Health do their own. So everybody they try things, they do their own. They all man they try for the raise this awareness because everybody don't know how important it is for with people that get this awareness of diabetes. For raise diabetes awareness and do screening, also a big thing. You know, neuropathy now where you get that kind nerve damage, you they get pain in your foot, where sensation all day, so you go get so food yourself in all the war. I've said something about the HbA1c. It's a blood test done to check your average blood sugar with 90 days. Here in the USA, said 3 months, 90 days, and then they do for know how long you blood sugar don't go high, so that they go able for put your medication, advise you on food, and what you for do, they go prescribe for you gym and prescribe for you a dietitian, and you go able for take care of yourself. When you talk about diabetes, what are different levels? What is the lowest stage and the no return stage? Well, when we talk about diabetes, there is no lowest. Every diabetes important.
Yeah.
The type 1 are for pikin them. They call them juvenile diabetes or insulin dependent diabetes. Type 2, it can be insulin dependent. Some man no dey go on insulin, but you get for take your medication every day. Now the one way you get where you dey over 40, you get weight, you know they exercise, you know they eat healthy, you dey get that type 2 day. Then the other one are gestational diabetes, when they affect pregnant woman them. Woman they get belle, you get gestational diabetes, just like when people like you get gestational hypertension, where they make if they're not treated, it lead to preeclampsia, where they go born and go into fit. If they lost consciousness, the pikin not go get oxygen, they go die, the pikin go die. So the same thing they happen to diabetes. Someday the woman and are just them poor diet, they make them get gestational diabetes. Someday they don't inherit it from their mama. Someday not just nature don't freak them. It don't make them get her, not to any fault of theirs. They're not overweight, then mama not get her, they not want they get her, but it come suddenly. So, but some people then they when they get that gestational diabetes, when they're born, it go away. But once you don't get gestational diabetes, when you born done, you don't pass 40, you now they at risk for develop type 2 diabetes. So you get to be very careful as a young person. If you get gestational diabetes, when they grow older, you get the chances of developing the type 2. So you get to be careful what you they eat, so you don't done for when you picking and what you they eat, what you they drink. If you they exercise, just watch, live a healthy lifestyle, you know go get up. So now the 3 levels of diabetes that what they talk about, and none other way you go say, oh, type 1 better, or type 2 better, or gestational and better. No diabetes not the way you go say better passing company. They're all serious. They all need drastic treatment before you go able. Okay, same type 2. If you strict with yourself, you really try for do something for your diet and you exercise, you lose weight. Maybe they will decrease your medication to some point where you know one day go be you not gonna need the medication. But then they left to you and your doctor and how you drastic with yourself. You strict yourself for when you do all the thing that when are the right thing way difficult for do.
Yeah, it's very difficult for do because you know a lot of time people say it's easy to give advice, but when it comes to where it comes to for reality,
yeah.
I make I always say always work as a team.
Yeah,
you understand? Like even the nurses need to ensure they have a group for people who we get diabetes. So people go they talk to each other, they will set up a form of group, they will even exercise together, they will even give different recipe diet, we go help them because all man where you even if we they not diagnose you with diabetes, you need that support. You because sometimes you afraid all the thing that they would on call to where Madam Salome don't call to they serious thing then. You know, you first of all, you know, they get sensation on your body, you start having high problem, you start losing, you get to lose a lot of weight. Again, if you get for amputate you any part of your body, then even that in a psychological effect for you. So anybody will get diabetes, you know, for live in silence because any of them things that can happen, they can crop up. Any of them things that they go affect you depending on your age. Even if now you picking get diabetes, not keep on silence because you picking self sometimes instead of the struggle. Oh, okay, anything I give they go take most like I'm not sure more so to my freedom. But yeah, when them picking and get diabetes, something they can get for pulled in a classroom, go to the nurse station for go to inject them with insulin, or so all that it affects picking learning. And some picking and it can be cruel. So then go begin tease there. You always been choked, are you on drugs?
Yeah.
So picking is very they're very, very cruel. So we as a mother, as a nurse, we need to make sure we continue, even as a school nurse. You need to make sure you work with the parents, see whether they could tap into any group where they will give them that network of support. So if there's any time, even if say the can go into a coma, diabetic coma, or even if the family, because we already talk about man. A lot of time man then they really get the diabetes. Because again, just like Madam Salo, they drinking a lot, then they socialize a lot, then they eat unhealthy food a lot. So man and ego is very difficult for say gonna group, just like you do alcohol. You're alcoholic, you go AA, Alcoholic Anonymous.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for you go say, some people now they talk about diabetes to their family self. Their wife, they know they discuss them, picking they know they discuss. Some people have medication and they hide them.
Yes.
Some mama they don't know self say them, the man them gets diabetes. Woman will talk to him, or he will talk to somebody, but most of the time, the man them very quiet about their sickness.
But you know what, you know, say man then they get for be okobo when they impotence because of diabetes.
Yes.
Because diabetes, the thing with diabetes is not something where they damage your nerves. So if you're a man, you dey smoke. You nerves and the damage already with the smoking. Then you can't get diabetes. Your blood not dey flow fine. One time you will get what they call sexual dysfunction or erectile dysfunction. Where you want for play with the mommy, you don't play small. The thing go tin up small. As you want for do the real thing, you see for them neck don't broke. If you see you get that kind thing they happen once and they say, but I stress. Today I tired now. Also say you don't get new girlfriend, you don't go touch her no more. The thing don't flop. You they say, now the aim so now this thing they make so. If it happen to you all the time, not see no more. Go do your blood sugar test. Maybe you don't begin get this sexual dysfunction or erectile dysfunction where you don't know. So now that's I want for tell the man that when they not agree for go hospital. Good night, sisters. Thank you. Yeah, and please, sister, warn your boyfriends or your husbands that if they start having erectile dysfunction, they should go do their diabetes test. Because man then they're not agree for go hospital. But if they play with you well, the thing they tin up fine. As you want for do the real thing, the thing in neck broke, you not agree for tin up again. No say you get problem. You for try for go hospital, let them check if now your blood sugar high. I have great cause to end for this show. You don't pay the price of good health. You enjoy the price of good health. You pay the price for poor health. Yes, that's true.
Thank you so
pay
much.
the price for poor health. You don't pay price for good health because health is wealth. If you're well, you're healthy. You're wealthy. So it's true. You pay the price for poor health. And let medication don't be your food. They say eat your food. Let's say, eat your food. Let's say medicine and then eat your medicine. Some people they eat their food
like
medicine and then so you get for try let eat more of your medicine.
But
so eat small food, less medicine. Now that would they try for say. So man them impotence now one thing that's when they say okobo the thing they die. And when you see that thing if they die, they go find help. If you die, pata, they wake again. So if you begin see you they get that erectile dysfunction, now for go do your test. Man, they not agree for go hospital. They not agree. And again, a word for the teachers will not say we they come together with Aisha we in lecturer and they do work there. We go make lots of workshop for teachers then. Because teachers themselves they need for be aware say diabetes the old beginning and in school. Beginning they're old 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they get type 1 diabetes, they don't know. But you the teacher, if you know the signs and symptoms of diabetes, every minute this beginning council, well not every minute. Every 10 minutes you go can teacher, I want go peace. I want go the inquater. I want go peace. The blackboard, and so you go squint here, they see the blackboard fine. They always tired. As they teach, they don't at the desk. They don't sleep. If you see Peking, they do that and they always see they go peace. Always see they go the inquater. They see the blackboard fine. He always tired. Then he been big, he begin lose weight. Always he sick. He get infection all the time. In mama, they tell you, so this weekend get infection, they can't go hospital. If you're the teacher, you know the signs and symptoms of diabetes. You go no straight for say, this weekend at diabetes you get. Let her consult in family. Mama, this weekend, always in the sleep in a class, what thing they happen? In mama go tell you, so this weekend, 9 o'clock, you don't go to bed, or I don't know what's happen. Then, they see the blackboard and they say something wrong with him, they get blood vision. They begin quarter 2 months and so they peace. If you the teacher, you know that they call the family, let them come and let them go test her. Because some beginning they say they know they show that kind of sign the way they're small. Now whether they big now, and then they show. So do your teacher. If you get this message today, you see school picking, they show them kind of signs and symptoms and they call the family let them do something for her. So on that note, we don't raise this awareness today because diabetes every day they raise awareness of her because now they only sick this way then get a whole organization for where they tell we every year. Say the losses for government there, the losses for the whole world, the people that where they die, the amputations, the blindness, the sexual dysfunction, the Okobo man there, how they boku every time when they cut people then so that they cut their food, people that they go blind, then they spend so much money for rehabilitate all them people then they when you get diabetes, they cut your foot. The way where you host me, they not go there so again. If you go blind, the way where you host me, they not go there again. Now the government money then they take for do that rehabilitation for you. So do ya. So do ya now for try and do something that we raise more awareness. The bottom line is diabetes is a chronic disease that take a lifestyle change. Work on your modifiable risk factors like diet, exercise, cigarette smoking, stress, etc. That's very correct. So things are the way they change. Now I mean where you say modifiable risk. Like you go change your diet. If you not the exercise, you go begin exercise. If you dey smoke, you go stop for smoke. You try stress that part of your life, but not make like every little thing gets to you. You get worked up over everything. Reduce your stress level. If now one baby self they give stress, tell her they take her easy with you. If now that part they give stress, tell her they take her easy because stress now with everyday life we can't live without her. But it give you lots of health problems. So on that note, I go let Miss Ashagi in last word now for me we round up. Thank you.
My last word now education. You know, with all this information we dey give for educate you and for make sure say you take them serious. Because the things and way you go do we go stop this diabetes for make and worse. Yeah, not all man we get diabetes and go cutting fruits. Not all man we get diabetes go blind. Not all man we get diabetes go on medication. Not all man we get diabetes go get insulin. So do you a big? My last word is including myself. I need for make sure say I take diabetes very serious by the simple thing like whether Madam Aisata Kalon the last one we say no we try we know say it's not easy for make sure say we watch what you eat even if you poor even if you dey salon you don't get nothing for it but you still watch say before I put anything on my mouth it's the one way healthy for me. Exercise, even if you no get money for going to gym or get treadmill like the gentleman we say get in a room. Very lucky for that. Very rare you get in a salon unless you're in a very high high threshold. Waka, do a lot of walking. You know, and also when you know, a lot of people do exercise now they also even if you don't need for gonna treat you, then also do the simple exercise then. So do you have a little research as nurses? Our aim is to educate. Our aim is to empower. Our aim is to care. Our aim is to have compassion. So please, I beg, as nurses, we need to ensure we educate the family, we educate the community, and we educate the parents and the children. That's my conclusion, and thank you so much, Madam Salome, for giving me the opportunity.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Aisha. Like what they say, where we go back free time, when they go now the schools, then back like what we don't begin do for educate them, picking them, where then they go home and educate the young people them as well. We will tell them, tell Mama let not cook too much salt, let una not drink too much free sugars, stop drinking a salon, just sugar, carbonized water, and coloring. You not get no nutritional value at all. That make when you drink, you go drink 1 or 2 soft drink, the thirst not they go because now more sugar you just put in your body. Unless you take a glass of water, now you go say the thirst don't go. So that too much soft drink where people then they drink and they left. And today, now World Diabetes Day, November 14, every year we they do that. But for raise diabetes awareness, we know they always wait for November 14. We they always do we go salon, we they do now for educate with people there. Because if they get the education, then get the know-how, even for prevent themselves, it go better for them. Not so for men we wait say the sick hold them. Because a lifelong chronic disease where you know the only 1 year, 2 year it left you if you not take 10. So and you get for be drastic with yourself if you get type 2 diabetes. Today now about the nurses and diabetes. Now then celebrate today now the whole world. Freetown and USA, then on this whole month now diabetes month. We get diabetes UK now where they do lots of work. We own small organizations there where they just say then things are so we educate people then. So the nurses them we don't talk say they forget the skills, they forget the know-how, they forget the kind education where they need for me if person come he get diabetes and we able for treat her. The one except we not get her is for let them tell them how for prevent her. The one that we get about how for manage her. So now that's we talk about today, and we tell una all thank you we tune in. Next year una ask questions like we don't want them be send a question, we go laugh over about we don't send a serious thing. So I tell una thank you, una always can we tell viewers thank you for giving this platform for make we do this, raise awareness, especially for people in a salon, because now the diaspora like England, so they get Diabetes UK, they get their support group, we get thousands of people and they go there with their questions and they answer. And we they pray, say, una where they watch you, if anybody gets away, we go do like an app for we. Where the diabetes patient they all go tap in, where we go they put information for them, they go ask them questions, we go answer for them, they go find for we. So we they do all of this and we tell people that all thinking at the whole world, especially the one that na SALONE, we do something today for this World Diabetes Day. Diabetes Day, and in order to go away, it increase every year. And it bokuna the low and middle income countries that we country SALONE, and will not get anything in place for diabetes there. England, diabetes patient and they get free medication, free screening kits. But SALONE, everything now thousands where people not afford. Even for buy one ball go, no problem. So do ya una where they go free to mark this December where you go educate your community, even your household. Last year I be diabetes and the family. How as a family una go able for make this sick and not cancel una. Mama not so you hungry for diet, not so you hungry for eat healthy. If you want to practice healthy eating, involve the whole family. Because if they sick back, now you not the mama, now you they do all things. So if you they practice healthy eating, you cook your small soup, we don't get boku salt, you don't get boku pamai. Now for everybody you for do. Because when they sick, like I say, you the mama, now you not the head though. The bag will bring the money, but we picking sick now you they run. If the bag self sick now you, if you sick, so nobody not there for take care of you. So now so we for take care of the family and the nurses and all over the world. We congratulate them. We hope say this 2020, the year where they celebrate Florence Nightingale, all the nurses and the world go do stuff with compassion and go do it with all their might for let them get blessing from God, because the nurses work, nobody not able for pay you past God. So on that note, we want to say bye-bye to una, and we'll go see una next year and bring more fine talk for una. Health is wealth. If you get well body, na gently you get. So from me and from Aisha, we'll say bye-bye.
Tata. Thank you.
Why do a website when you can create an app for your business for free? Yes, with TAV App Maker, you can make an app as easy as pie. It only takes a few minutes. Simply choose a design template you like, add the features you want, and once you are happy with the results, publish it to Google Play and Apple Store, so your clients can download your app. Go to TAVAppmaker.com and create your free app today.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Salome Heights. I am the host for the health show on Voice of SALONE Network. We are making this clip to tell all our viewers that we are healthcare professionals, nurses working for the NHS in England. We are not medical doctors. We're here to raise awareness of all non-communicable diseases. Example of them is diabetes, hypertension, the cancers, and all other health issues that we know are affecting our people. We are not here to prescribe. We are not here to diagnose. We're just here to tell people about some diseases, so that when we tell them about the signs and symptoms, they'll be able to watch out for these signs and symptoms and go to their medical doctors or their healthcare providers. The videos we play are taken from YouTube, where everybody goes to look for information. They are not ours. So with this, I just want people to know that all we're doing here is raising awareness of these diseases, because not all of our people can go on YouTube and access the information. Thank you very much for watching us, and please continue to watch us, because you will learn how to take care of yourself, because health is wealth.